It's time for more state championship basketball here from Casey Center in downtown Des Moines as you're watching the 2026 Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. Hi again, everyone, with Andy Pollock. I am BJ Shaven as we move on to more of the quarterfinals here from the Casey Center. Up next, how about this for a crosstown showdown as Dowling Catholic is taking on the West Des Moines Valley Tigers. And Andy, what a tournament so far. We've seen Johnston advance. We've also seen Ankeny advance just a moment ago in the quarterfinals against Washington. So the CIML is really living up to their billing.
Well, we've seen both teams probably not at their best throughout the entire game so far, but man, when it came time to it, they made some plays, and really the athleticism and the shooting that each of those teams have really showed through. Okay,
about this matchup, these two teams very familiar with one another, as you would figure, but it's only the second time ever they've met here at the state tournament. This season, Dowling bested Valley a couple of times in blowout games.
Dowling is one of those teams that everybody keeps looking at all season long, that this is maybe a team that can beat Johnston, and that's a team everybody has their eye on at this state tournament. So the thing about when these two teams get together, as well as every rivalry game there is you don't know what's going to happen. You just don't know who's going to show up. You've got some young contributors for Dowling right now. How are they going to react under these bright lights on the big stage here this afternoon at the Casey Center?
Well, how about how these two teams got to state here? You look at it, the 13-10 record for West Des Moines Valley, they got as high as number 4 earlier this season, but they just defeated Iowa City High in the championship in their region number 7 to get here. They're a team that really likes to shoot the three.
They are one of the best shooting three-point teams in the state, and they're a team, one of the reasons their teams had their eye on them early on, they were one of the few teams that beat Waukee Northwest, and that kind of turned some heads. They were able to do that, and like you mentioned, they were as high as number 4 throughout the course of the season. Playing in the CIML, 13-10 records, not so bad at all.
Not bad, and then you've got Dowling Catholic, 20-3 on the season. Their losses to Johnston and to Waukee Northwest.
Those are a couple names down there that you're going to be saying a lot tonight. The Muller sisters, Ellie and Katie, future college athletes. They're everything. They literally do everything for Dowling, and they make this team go. And they're also a couple ladies that the teammates point to that they're a lot of fun to be around. So competitive and fun to be around, the double whammy.
Well, they've also got a younger sister, Nikki Muller, who's also in the starting lineup this afternoon. So if we say Muller a lot, we do it with good reason. Well, when we come back, it'll be time to get this thing started. It's Dowling Catholic and Valley, another edition here from the 2026 Girls State Basketball Tournament.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Yeah, it's a trip when you hit the road. And when you know when you've arrived. It's a trip when you get everything you want. The burger and the fries, the creek and the crick, the city and the countryside. It's a trip when you're where you're meant to be. In this moment, in this bathroom mirror, looking like $1 million. And yeah, it's a trip when it goes by fast. Des Moines. It's a trip. Make it yours.
It's the simplest expression. The smallest thing that changes everything. A smile. So easy. A smile lights it up. Apologizes. Unwelcomes unconditionally. Because the shortest distance between two people is a smile.
Thank you.
Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle.
Getting you ready for Valley and Dowling Catholic here in the Class 5A quarterfinals at the 2026 Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union State Basketball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. Andy, what do you have drawn up for the keys to the game here?
Well, let's talk first of all as we look at things. And for Dowling, it's going to be keeping the family. I mean, Katie Muller, Ellie Muller, obviously you mentioned Nikki Muller as well, but Katie and Ellie combined for 65 points and win over Valley earlier in the year. And when you talk to both coaches, they're going to be a huge key. Valley pushing the tempo, try to get up and down the floor before the Mullers can get back there and get set up on defense. And then for both teams, manage their emotions. You know, there's a lot that goes into a Dowling Valley rivalry.
There certainly is. Of course, this is brought to you by Channel Seeds. Seeds for Success, presented by Channel. When we come back, it'll be time to get rolling here from the Casey Center as you're watching the 2026 Girls State Basketball Tournament.
Whether you volunteer or hang with friends, play pickleball, read or follow trends. No matter what your retirement style, you deserve healthy eyes and a healthy smile. Some Medicare plans don't cover vision or dental. With Delta Dental, you can save on what's essential. Get coverage and take care of your health. It's peace of mind, so treat yourself. It's more affordable than you might think. Give us a call or visit this link.
As title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, we're proud to support this fantastic event. At the Iowa Farm Bureau, we believe that strong farms and strong schools fuel strong futures. Partnering with the Girls Union allows us to celebrate Iowa's youth while supporting and empowering the Iowa girl.
Reaching the state tournament is no small feat, and it takes a strong support system. Thanks to the Iowa Farm Bureau, we're able to honor students for their outstanding achievements in each of their sports and in the classroom. The Iowa Farm Bureau helps our organization provide awards, grants, and scholarships to honor excellence in athletics and academics.
Whether you're a student competing today or a fan cheering from home, we all play a role in making our state shine. So, from the Iowa Farm Bureau
and the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union,
congratulations on a fantastic season and good luck.
All right, let's get introduced to this afternoon's teams. Here's Tim Fitzpatrick.
An Iowa girl. Fans, at this time, the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and the Iowa Farm Bureau would like to recognize the outstanding sportsmanship shown by Valley High School and Dowling Catholic High School. In recognition of the importance of good sportsmanship, each state qualifying school was asked to nominate a spectator who represents their school and community in a sportsmanlike manner. Haley Weinheimer, who attends Des Moines North High School, a member of the IGHSAU Student Athlete Advisory Committee, will present each nominee with a certificate of recognition and a $250 check payable to their school scholarship fund. Please join us in honoring these individuals whose decorum and respect for others serves as a model for all spectators attending interscholastic events. From Valley High School, Denny Livingston. And from Dowling Catholic High School, Del Lark. The Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union promotes good sportsmanship by everyone here present today. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants, officials, and spectators in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, sexist, or abusive comments, or intimidating actions directed at officials, participants, coaches, team representatives, or event personnel will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal. We thank you for your cooperation and invite you to just enjoy the game. Fans, it's now time to introduce the players in today's 5A quarterfinal matchup. Today's team intros are brought to you by Hy-Vee. First of all, here are your non-starters and assistant coaches for the Valley Tigers. Number 1, Jenna Fuller. Number 2, Lillian Stabitz. Number 5, Brooklyn Brown. Number 10, Tenley Utoff. Number 15, Taylon White. 21, Jalen George. 23, Dominique Davis. 24, London Rowe. And your assistant coaches, Ashley Adams, Jacob Cleveland, Afton Riggs, Marcus Miles, Luke Perman. And now let's meet the non-starters and assistant coaches for the Dowling Catholic Maroons. Number 1, Kate Clendenin. Number 3, Emerson Flattery. Number 5, Olivia Meredith. Number 13, Ruth George. Number 15, Molly Austin. Number 33, Tess Carmichael. 35, Everly Anthony. 41, Gianna Dyke. And 45, Gwen Holton. Your assistant coaches, Joel Danner, Audrey Francis, Lisa Smith, Tom Donahue, Jonathan Vandera, and Logan Greiner. And now, here's your starting lineups for today's 5A quarterfinal. Starting for Valley, at guard, a 5'7" senior, number 3, Carrie Rose. For Dowling Catholic at guard, a 6'2" junior, number 11, Kate Muller. For Valley, at guard, a 5'10" junior, number 4, Bailey Utoff. For Dowling Catholic at guard, a 5'11" freshman, number 21, Nikki Muller. For Valley at guard, a 5'10" junior, number 11, Tylee White. For Valley at forward, a 6'3" senior, number 23, Ellie Muller. For Valley at forward, a 5'10" senior, number 12, Avery Moon. For Dowling Catholic at guard, a 5'8" senior, number 25, Maddie Rice. And for the Valley Tigers, at guard, a 5'5" junior, number 20, Olivia Adams. For Dowling Catholic at guard, a 5'10" freshman, number 31, Adrienne Sears. Head coach for Valley is Matt Utoff. And for Dowling Catholic, Kristen Meyer. Now, fans, let me introduce to you our officials for today's game as assigned by the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Tim Osterhaus, Bryant Abel, Jason Alons, and your bench official, Kendall Brown. All right, who's ready for state tournament basketball?
All right, let's get ready to roll with Andy Pollock. This is BJ Shaven. We are courtside for this Class 5A quarterfinal, the third of the day. And it just happens to be a West Des Moines matchup as Dowling Catholic, the 2nd seed, taking on the 7th-seeded Valley Tigers. Valley can really shoot it, averaging about 60 points a game, but they've had their struggles against Dowling. Andy, what do they need to do to get on the right side of things today?
Well, they got to make some shots, first of all, and the key's going to be getting back right away, beating Dowling down the floor. Don't let them set up that defense and try to get some shots off. Probably you'll see some shots early on in the shot clock today. Early on, it may seem like they might be rushing things a little bit. I think that's very much on purpose, that they're trying to get those shots early on.
Dowling won the first meeting 68-47, 79-41 back on January the 20th. The series history, Dowling Catholic since 2007 leads at 19-12. They won 5 in a row. The Maroons will start with the ball wearing those white uniforms and maroon numbers. As Moeller, one of the 3 sisters on the floor, will have it. They go inside to the elder. Ellie Moeller will get no bucket there. And the rebound going to be tapped out to the Valley Tigers.
That's about as clean a look as Ellie Moeller is going to get, as a couple of gals got caught up at the top on the screened off each other.
And for Valley, they'll shoot a 3. And they'll get a long rebound as it's collected by White. And Tiley will put it on the deck. As the Valley Tigers, again, second in the state, 207 three-point field goals, just behind Iowa City West. So they do like the flare. They go inside. How about the pivot? And the bucket is there for Bailey Utah.
Good feel for the game there by Utah. Spun away from the shot blocker, Muller, who was in there and found herself with a nice little look.
So the coach's daughter gets things going here for Valley. Sears, the freshman, with the answer.
That's a name you're going to be saying a lot over the next 4 years. Adrian Sears, already garnering a lot of Division I interest in the recruiting world. She is a baller for Dowling, very competitive.
Valley with the weave up top. Here's Utah. And now White. That shot clock winds down inside of 10. They're going to reset here with Bailey Utah. Got to hurry. Utah's 3. Good!
Expected to see some of those early in the shot clock possession shots, and that time they milked it all the way down, showing they can do it both ways.
Now Moeller looks to work her way in. Katie will kick it out. And good defense on the inside as Moon was able to deflect it away. Tigers in transition. Now they'll back off of it. Adams with the penetration, swatted away by Ellie Moeller. And the state's, one of the state's best blockers. She now has 79 on the season. And how about the triple? Knocked down.
Leads to a shot in transition. We talked about Muller. She's, one of that rare trifecta of 1,000 points, 1,000 rebounds, 300 block shots. Just incredible what she can do. Future Missouri Tiger.
Tied at 5. This 3. Good! The triple for Olivia Adams.
For 3.
Tigers showing earlier what's going to keep them in this and give them a chance to win it from outside the perimeter.
Now, you were joking. We were watching the quarterfinals together, the earlier game this afternoon with Cedar Rapids, Washington, and Ankeny, and you said, boy, no team is shooting very well. Since you made that comment, Ankeny went on a roll.
Yes,
now we're seeing the threes fall here. I think things have settled down here at the KC Center.
When I made that comment, I don't think I'd seen anybody shoot above 33 or 34% for the day, and Ankeny was heading into the fourth quarter there, and now teams are white hot.
Ellie Moeller able to get her first field goal down.
Moeller for 2.
It's a 1-point game.
Just needed to say something to get things cooled off or warmed up a little bit.
You're the guy to do it. Here's Moon. Can't get that shot to fall. Boy, they are attacking.
They are. Another shot altered by Muller.
Here's Sears one-on-one, downhill to the cup.
Nice drive and
great control of the body there by Sears.
She's got a quick 4, and Dowling with the lead.
Matt Sears only averages, I shouldn't say only, she's a freshman, but averaged just over 7 a game, but you can tell right now she's willing to take that ball to the hoop.
White's 3 not there. Maroons with a rebound. Going to be brought up by the freshman, Nikki Moeller. Now to the other freshman. Sears will drive and will be fouled as she was tailed and pushed on the play by Olivia Adams.
Her eyes got really big. She was wide open under the basket, and the whistle stopped her.
Checking in, number 1, Jenna Fuller, number 10,
And to the bench for the Valley Tigers, Jenna Fuller, the 5'5 sophomore, will check in for the first time. Tenley Utah, a 5'6 freshman, also in for the first time. And Dowling will go to their bench to Tess Carmichael, the 5'7 sophomore, will check in. Dowling, not a really deep team. They'll go maybe 7 deep as they find Moeller inside. Great pass from Maddie Rice.
Some really good spacing right now for the Maroons, too. They're leaving a lot of space open down low. This team does not shoot the three very poorly at all. They're a pretty good three-point shooting team, so when you still have to respect that, and it keeps things open for the Mullers down low.
Looking to drive it, Moon. Here's Utah from the corner. Again, they hit their first 3 of 4 3-point field goals, have since cooled off, have the Valley Tigers. It's a 3-point lead, now the steal. That's Fuller. Jenna into the front court. Caught up in traffic, Valley will have time to set up.
They've had some good looks from three-point land. White can't finish, but they've had those looks, just haven't been able to knock a few down like they were early.
White able to poke that ball away. Now her three is good.
And that's with a hand in her face. That is a,
well,
White's been getting Division I interest as well, and that's a Division I look right now. The much taller Muller in her face.
We are tied at 11. Muller's drive going to be bodied on her way as Tenley Utah going to pick up her first personal foul. That's the third here in the quarter against Valley.
Muller did a really nice job initiating that contact as she leaned in.
At the line for the Maroons.
Got that ball up too. Really got her a long ways under the basket, but enough to get her to the free throw line.
Katie Moeller to the line. What a point guard, able to get her first basket or first point here of the state tournament. Came in averaging about 17. She scored 27 points in the last meeting in which Dowling was able to beat Valley. In fact, the Moeller sisters combined for 65 of those 79.
That's a crazy number. I mean, you talk about any two players combining for that amount of points, that percentage of points, and the fact that they're sisters. What an athletic family.
I'd say that's a happy caravan ride home as White gets inside the paint again, can't finish.
It's one of those games you don't mind if you're playing somewhere out of Polk County when you play them rather than just down the street.
Katie will fire a three, wide of the mark. Rebound tipped around as Olivia Meredith came in at that last stoppage of play. So Sears will put it on the deck. Boy, what a move and finish. Adrian Sears now with 6 in the game.
That move originated with the 6-on-6, that step through, and Sears just a couple dribbles, got herself a lot of space, already almost to her season average.
Tess Carmichael will pick up the foul. That'll be her first. There's a good look at Kristen Meyer, the head coach for the Dowling Catholic Maroons. Of course, has a state championship. She won that at Nevada before coming down to Dowling Catholic. Of course, been with the program for a while and feeling really good about her team and what they've built this year. As Jenna Fuller is able to knock down the free throw.
It's a nice combination of youth and experience. I mean, you talk about the Mullers and Madison Rice, what they've been able to do as seniors, and then with the younger Muller and Adrian Sears, just a nice little group of what you've got currently, and you've got to feel good about what you've got coming back as well.
Fuller hits both free throws. It's still a 2-point game as Carmichael will have it in the front court.
Valley pushing the tempo now a little bit defensively, extending things out, trying to find a trap if they can.
They go inside to Ellie Moeller. Can't get the tough shot. Her own rebound. Put back is there. What a stat stuffer. Ellie Moeller now with 6.
And again, everything's so spread out that there's just no opportunity to double her. They're putting a lot of pressure right now on Avery Moon to take her one-on-one.
Dowling shooting a lot better than the beginning of the game as a drive and now a foul as Bailey Uthoff will head to the line.
There's a couple different ways to approach having a good shot blocker like Moeller, and one of those is to do what Uthoff just did and take it right at her, draw the foul. Maybe you get her in some foul trouble, get her off the court, make things a lot easier offensively for the Tigers. I take a peek down at Coach Uthoff every time they get the ball back, and he is trying to push the tempo. He's pointing everybody down. Get down, let's go. And try to beat the Maroons down the court, and they're right there with them right now, going stride for stride.
21, Nikki Muller.
Utah able to knock down the free throw. She has 6 of the 14 for the Valley Tigers. And makes her second. Of course, heading off to Southwest Minnesota State. That's where she signed on to play college basketball as the Tigers show some pressure.
1 minute remaining in the quarter. 1.
So Sears goes downhill again and will finish and 1.
Nice drive and basket, Adrian.
Just no opportunity for help right now. Everybody's spread out all around the perimeter, so the second Sears beats her defender off the dribble, there's just nobody left. Boy, what a party here for Adrian Sears, a freshman.
1.
Boy, terrific off the bounce. The speed, the power, and the finish. Now with 8. Adrian, an 86% free throw shooter, will try to cap off this three-point play. And does.
Be curious. I know she was a pretty talented soccer player growing up as well. I don't know what her plans are in college or in the rest of high school, or if basketball is their only thing. A lot of times we find out what sports girls have played in high school, but she's just a freshman, hasn't reached that soccer season yet.
Here's Utah. Inside the paint, hits the cutter, and the basket is good by Jenna Fuller with her first field goal. Utah with the creative assist.
Well, and I like the feel from Jenna Fuller to create a little space for herself, getting away from everybody on defense. Great read against that opening, get a wide open layup for herself.
Foul going to be called on Tylee White. That'll be her first. Called for the body here on Ellie Muller. And that's going to send her to the line as Dowling is in the bonus. 5th personal foul against Valley.
It's our 3rd game of the state tournament, and this is by far the highest scoring quarter we've had that we've watched so far.
Muller's free throw off the mark on the season, right at 71%. Well, Utah in his 4th year for the Valley Tigers, 20th season overall as the head coach. As Muller misses both, Valley will have an opportunity to hold for 1 here. Could tie it with a 3. Let's see how they design the play.
A lot of space on the top side of the floor.
Way out front, Carrie Rose had it for a moment. Sears will bat it away. It'll be knocked out of bounds. 1.1 remaining in the quarter clock here.
Not a bad situation at all for the Tigers. A great place to have the basketball. In fact, I'd say probably in a better situation now than they were dribbling up here around the perimeter.
Tenley Utah will put it in play. Trying to get it past Muller and gets it batted back rather rudely.
Very, very rudely, yes. There's probably about a 1.5 foot difference right there between Muller and Fuller.
Now the launch, it'll go in backcourt, and that will be the end of the quarter. Size matters, and especially in this opening half. Dowling Catholic taking full advantage, led by the freshman Adrian Sears, who finishes with 9 in the quarter. They lead it 20-17. Back with more as you're watching the Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau and the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Fuel choice that's cheaper, homegrown, and better for the planet? Now that's worth the hype. Pump it up with Unleaded 88.
About ready to get the second quarter underway with Andy Pollock, BJ Shaban here from Casey Center. You know, this meeting here at the state tournament between these two out of West Des Moines, Valley won the only meeting here in this building. Back in 2017, beat Caitlin Clark in her freshman season 87-64 as Valley went on to win the state title. As we get the second quarter underway, out on the floor for the Valley Tigers, they've got their starting five with White, Rose, Adams, Moon, and Utah. As White takes the three, can't get it to fall. And Dowling Catholic, they've got their starting five out on the floor with Rice, Moeller, Sears. All three Moellers out there, Ellie, Katie, and of course Nikki. Here's a three from the corner. That's Rice, can't get it to fall. Sears with the rebound and the kick out to the corner. Good ball movement. Sears in the paint. Why not? Double figures in her freshman debut here at the state tournament.
Just the savvy that she's got down low. Once she caught that, just a little bit, I wouldn't even call it a head fake, just a little bit of a nudge. Created some space, able to kiss it off the glass.
You know, coming into the season, Kristen Meyer said she had to figure out who's going to be that replacement for Ava Zediker, who's now playing at Creighton. As you see the basket by Bailey, Utah. Boy, Adrian Sears has filled that role and more.
And she's got a lot of talent around her, too. And you mentioned it kind of unheralded there, though, that Utah bucket coming back. Just huge. They just get back so quick right now.
Moeller can't get it to fall. Rebound tapped out. It's going to stay with Dowling. Ellie Moeller, you mentioned heading off to play basketball at the University of Missouri, surpassed 1,000 points this season, has 402 on the year, but 75 blocks as well. Here's the other Moeller, can't get the long three. Rebound going to be tracked down by Avery Moon. She'll attack and blocked.
Well, I've seen Ellie Moeller do that on the volleyball court right there. That was 100% middle block coming in volleyball because she went up with two hands, got him over the top of the ball and stuffed it right back down. And you know, we've talked a lot about her. You'll see her come back this way. And Moon, I like what Moon does. She identifies it's Moeller right away, thinks she can take it right at her, maybe get a foul, but Moeller's so good about keeping her body away and just using the hands to get the block.
Jenna Fuller back into the game, will drive, can't get the shot to fall. The rebound tracked down by Moeller. She'll get it ahead to Katie. Now to the corner, this three left it short by Rice. And Valley able to clear it. They've done a nice job on the boards for the most part, one and done.
A lot of one and done, and the times that Dowling's got the offensive board, they've been able to capitalize. So that's continues to be a key for Coach Uthoff's Tigers, keeping Dowling off the boards.
Carrie Rose picked up her dribble. Now gives way to White, the step back. Pure.
Boy, that's a pretty shot there from White. And again, just a little bit of separation. It doesn't take much. Such a quick release.
Tied up at 22. Now Sears can't get the answer. And the rebound to White. Here come the Tigers. Out ahead. That shot too strong by Fuller.
Fuller's had a couple opportunities in transition so far.
And going to the line will be Ellie Moeller. The foul going to be on Moon. That'll be her first.
Moon didn't like it, but Moon's not going to block a whole lot of Moeller's shots. Definitely on the elbow there. But again, watch this. That's going to be White's step back through. Look at that space she creates.
30-second timeout.
And nice looking shot there from White. Dowling wants a timeout here. You know, the tempo right now is really causing the Maroon issues, and I really like when I talked to Coach Uthoff ahead of the time, he talked about he's trying to beat them up and down the floor, and they've really done a nice job of that so far.
Thank you, girls.
Well, it's been an entertaining game to this point. 5:25 to play here in the first half. Dowling and Valley all knotted up. And the shooting has actually been there here this afternoon. For these two teams, they've come out firing. As, you know, Valley shooting right at about 39%, 50% from three-point range. For Dowling, their bread and butter has been inside. 9 of 17 inside of the arc. They're shooting about 53%, but just 1 of 6 from beyond the arc.
Well, they've had some good looks, too, around three-point line. Can't hit it, but that 50% number from three, that's incredible. And, you know, as you look at the big stat they like in advanced analytics is the enhanced three-point or enhanced field goal percentage. That 50% from three is about, 65% actually from the field. So that's an incredible number if Valley keeps shooting at that clip, keeping them in the game and give them a chance to pull what would be considered an upset here at the end.
Dowling holding the rebound advantage, 13-7 as Moeller connects on both. After missing her two previous free throw attempts. Olivia Adams tried to use a screen, and Adrian Sears draws the foul as Moon will pick up her second.
Yeah, that's a big one, too, because Moon going to have to take a seat, and she's been the one assigned to Muller so far down low and done a pretty nice job. So we'll see what the alternative is right now for the Tigers. I saw you just mention how they're going to flip around and who's going to cover Muller down low, but looks like they're going to put White on her.
Yeah, that's 5'10" against 6'3" on the block.
Well, the tough part is White's your main scorer, so now you're going to expend a lot of energy playing defense on Muller.
So Tess Carmichael also back into the game for Dowling. Rice on the wing, looking to enter it. Now Katie Moeller looks to go to work. Picked up by Carrie Rose. And Utah going to be whistled for the foul up front.
Utah was in great shape and did that little swipe at the ball right at the end, and I think they had to call it then because the ball was lost. I think body position-wise, she was in excellent shape, and right there she goes for the ball.
A terrific crew here this afternoon. Tim Osterhaus, Brian Abel, Jason Alons.
I say if you got two bald guys on your crew, you're in good shape, and we've seen that from a lot of crews today.
So what are you saying? Are you biased?
I am, 100%.
Moeller couldn't get the scoop, but gets the cherry on top with a rebound and putback. Second time today, she's been able to do that now in double figures.
Well, it just gives so much room for her down low with when she gets that rebound, no one else around her.
So here's a handoff to Fuller up at the top. Will penetrate. Fuller will go to the line to shoot two. Draws the foul out of Nikki Moeller, her first.
And Jenna Fuller's been a huge spark off the bench. I love the cuts that she's made to the hoop and definitely looking to score when she's in there.
There have been a lot of Fullers that have impacted the Valley programs.
I was looking one
years.
up, and you're like, yeah, there's a lot to keep track of there.
Jenna, one of the youngest, the sophomore, listed at 5'5". Able to knock down the free throw. That's her third free throw attempt of the afternoon. And a timeout going to be taken here by Valley. 26-23, Dowling with the lead by 3. As we're coming to you here from the Casey Center in downtown Des Moines. Dowling and Valley battling it out earlier today. Johnston bested Ankeny Centennial 54-30 to advance. In that game, Jenica Lewis finished with 13. How about the double-double by Called with 10 points, 11 rebounds.
She was everywhere, yeah.
And then you've got Cedar Rapids, Washington, the 4 seed, upended by Ankeny, 57-44. Ankeny went lights out, shooting from three-point range.
And that was really over about the last 6 minutes or so of that game. That was very tight. In fact, I think Ankeny took their first lead since the first quarter, just a couple minutes into the fourth in that one, and then Cedar Rapids, Washington just could not find the basket the rest of the way, and like you mentioned, Ankeny got super hot.
Then, of course, our last quarterfinal of the day coming up at about 3:15. Waukee Northwest making the school's second ever appearance at the state basketball tournament will take on Iowa City West. Sounds strange because of the championships they've won.
Yes. Well, you've seen a lot of teams here at the girls' state tournament that we've seen in a lot of sports. And we'll talk about some of those multi-sport athletes a lot in our next game with Waukee Northwest. But just, you know, that success carries over. A lot of great athletes right now. And Iowa City West was there as well this year. Valley, Dowling, Centennial, Ankeny, obviously Northwest. Just all those teams very talented across the board in a lot of different sports.
2-point game out on the floor for Valley. You've got Jenna Fuller, Carrie Rose, Bailey Uthoff, Tenley Uthoff, and Tylee White. And for Dowling, it's the Moeller sisters, Katie, Nikki, and Ellie, Madison Rice, and Adrian Sears. This shot by Uthoff is off the mark. Another rebound for Moeller.
Uthoff out there with that face guard on, and you can see with her style of play why that's probably needed. She is in the mix with everything for Valley.
Actually got injured halfway through the month of January, and now just wears it as a precaution.
There is so much contact down low right now between her and the Mullers.
Here's Sears on the drive and finish.
The little stutter from Sears, about 15 feet out, kind of lulled the defense to sleep.
Sears now with 13.
Keep in mind, she averages just 7. taking over today.
Here's White on the drive. Again, Moeller altered the shot, and the rebound battled for will go out of bounds. It's going to stay with Valley.
Now Fuller once again creating down there. It's this time on the defensive end.
Okay, it's a 4-point lead.
Valley hasn't knocked down a three-point shot for a while. See if they can get themselves one freed up here.
Well, the defense has really picked up out on the perimeter as this shot by White is left short.
Not really in rhythm to get that shot off.
Now Katie up top looking to create. Dowling will reset.
See Moon's ready to check in at the next dead ball, and that's probably a good move.
And a steal by the Tigers and Fuller. Jenna showing she's got a lot in her bag, especially off the bounce.
Well, she's listed as 5'5", and I'm not sure she's that out there, but man, she brings a lot of spark to this Tiger squad.
Here's Utah on the drive, caught up on the block, little swim shot not there. There's again Moeller with another rebound for the Tigers. She's been a monster here so far in the first half, nearing a double-double. Moeller again gets it low on the block, fights through traffic and gets the bucket.
How about the touch from Moeller down low? Trying to see if they have block shots. I don't think they're tracking that right now. I know it is kept, but probably not as many block shots as the number she's altered so far.
Dowling with her largest lead, but it's trimmed in half. How about that? Bailey Utah able to pump one down.
No hesitation whatsoever from the coach's daughter.
She's got 12. It's a 3-point game. 1 minute to play in the first half, and Dowling will turn it over.
Again, at Utah providing that pressure right now, just really getting that on-ball defense, ratchet it up after she does it on the offensive end. So with Moon back in, I think you're going to see the switch made back on defense. This may allow White to free up and get some space. Actually, she's on the bench right now, so she's not going to be getting any space offensively, but quick rest for her as the points have been hard to come by so far.
So the Tigers down by 3. Here's Utah. Being patient offensively so far. Here's Moon. Drove in, thought better of it. Now to Utah. And that's just wide of the mark. Again, Ellie Moeller having herself a half. 12 points, 9 rebounds.
And a lot of altered shots.
Yeah, those don't show up on the stat sheet, but she has certainly had her fill of them. Again, holding for one now, Dowling. Moeller at the high post will go inside underneath, and the bucket to Olivia Meredith. Down on the other end, the block, and the shot at the horn won't go. As Dowling Catholic has a 5-point lead through the first 20 minutes of basketball, or 16 minutes of basketball. What a half. As Valley and Dowling, again, another chapter in this rivalry. Well, we've got more to come as you are watching the Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament, presented to you by the Iowa Farm Bureau.
Frank. Oh. It looks like you spilled some grease.
Grills are multiplying and you need flavor that's bold.
There's nothing left for you to do
but to go to Fairway, your dream for Midwest meat. It's the one you need. Oh, yes, indeed. Oh, you better stake up. Fairway and meat go hand in hand.
This dream is meant for you and me.
Poultry, pork, and beef, your home for Midwest meat. It's the one you need. Whoa.
It's the one you need.
Excelling in athletics takes teamwork, dedication, and a commitment to excellence. These are the same qualities that help our pig farmers and our communities thrive. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics and the student athletes who make us all proud. Visit iowapork.org/wecare to meet the people behind the pork and hear about our winning approach to caring for our pigs, the environment, and our communities.
Excuse me, man. You dropped this.
Health powers life, from the delightfully routine to the truly uncharted. Sometimes life takes an unexpected turn, like receiving a cancer diagnosis. At Mercy One, you have access to a team of cancer experts with advanced technologies and holistic therapies for the cancer care you need close to home. Our team will guide you every step of the way, ensuring you're ready no matter what life brings next. Find care at mercyone.org/healthpowerslife.
SWIC is a community. Southwestern Community College is a place in rural southwest Iowa where students from across the world come to be a part of a tight-knit family, Spartan Nation, where they study, train, grow, thrive, and are called by name, not by number. At SWIC, we are one.
It takes a village to care for a patient. From all of the various people, if you come see us, that you'll meet. Every one of those people, we try to get people that are committed to making that the best experience that they can do.
I think the breadth of coverage that we're able to provide, I think is unique. All of these different facets that all intertwine are what allow us to take care of the community the way that I feel they should.
At DMOS, we're here when you need us.
Halftime festivities are happening here at the Casey Center as you're watching the 2026 Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union State Basketball Tournament. As we're at the Farm Bureau first half. As, how about this? Dowling Catholic with the advantage here on the Valley Tigers by 5. And Andy, when you look at the statistics, there's been a few stat stuffers for both sides, but in particular for the Dowling Catholic Maroons. They're shooting 59% from the field, despite going 1 of 6 from three-point range. But the rebounding advantage has been clear.
They've really done a nice job when Valley has shot. And the way Valley shoots a three, that can lead to a lot of long offensive rebounds. And so far, the Maroons have done a really nice job making it one and done for the Tigers. And it's led to some opportunities on the other end. And that field goal percentage that you brought up, so many shots. We don't have like the fancy in the paint shot chart, but so many of those shots from Dowling are going to be right there. Big part of it, the freshman Adrian Sears finding her way to the hoop a bunch.
Yeah, 6 of 7 in the first half for 13 points. And how about Ellie Moeller's 12-point, 10-rebound performance in the first half? The Valley Tigers being led by Bailey Uthoff. She has 12. Valley not shooting it bad. 41% in the opening quarter, but for the game at 30%, they really struggled in that second quarter, just going 3 of 14.
Well, I think the Maroons have really extended their defense a bunch, not allowed as many three-point shots to be taken, forcing a lot more into the Moellers in the middle, and that's what's led, 3 blocks for Moeller and a lot more altered shots.
We'll leave you with this stat. Dowling has outscored Valley in the paint 24-6. When we come back, we'll have more here from the Casey Center as you're watching the 2026 Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union State Basketball Tournament.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Yeah, it's a trip when you hit the road. And when you know when you've arrived. It's a trip when you get everything you want. The burger and the fries, the creek and the crick, the city and the countryside. It's a trip when you're where you're meant to be. In this moment, in this bathroom mirror, looking like $1 million. And yeah, it's a trip when it goes by fast. Des Moines. It's a trip. Make it yours.
It's the simplest expression. Smallest thing that changes everything. A smile. So easy. A smile lights it up. Apologizes. And welcomes unconditionally. Because the shortest distance between two people is a smile.
Thank you.
Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle.
As we take a quick break from tournament coverage, all of us at the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union want to extend our sincere appreciation to our title sponsor, the Iowa Farm Bureau, for their continued support of this championship event. I'm joined once again by Brent Johnson, president of the Iowa Farm Bureau, who's here to share more about the special souvenirs our participating student athletes will be taking home this week.
You know, that's right, Aaron. Our incredible student athletes won't be leaving empty-handed. Every athlete competing today will take home a custom souvenir bag tag to commemorate their hard work and dedication. And for our championship teams, we're thrilled to present pink championship ball caps, a bold symbol of everything that they've earned. Athletes will also receive a signature ball, perfect for collecting autographs from coaches and teammates and creating a keepsake that they'll treasure for years. Each of these items is more than just swag. They're reminders of what's possible when you work hard and follow your dreams.
Brent, thank you to the Iowa Farm Bureau for helping make this championship experience so special for our athletes. Now let's get back to the action.
It's a 5-point game. 27 on the board so far for the Valley Tigers, 32 for the Dowling Catholic Maroons. From homeowners to small businesses, Iowa banks know what it means to invest in the future. Their customer relationships are built on shared values and earned trust. Iowa Banks, your partner through it all. With Andy Pollock, BJ Shaban here courtside as you're watching the Class 5A quarterfinals. And you know, people were probably wondering at home, you mean bald guys and the referees? Now we know, okay, Andy? We'll get that right out of the way.
From, right.
I still think I got some still hanging on. But what we saw out of these two teams in the first half was a battle.
And that's what we expected to see. I mean, these are two teams, the girls know each other very well. They've probably played a lot of club against each other. They played against each other growing up. So you kind of get to know the game a little bit, and you know your opponent's weaknesses, you know their strengths, and you might know someone they know really well. There's just a lot going on.
Oh, for the second half, what do we expect to see? Let's start with Dowling. How do they finish this off and move on to the semifinals?
Well, I really like what they did with Adrienne Sears in the first half, the space they created for her. She was able to finish at the hoop, did a lot of good stuff for the freshman. Also, Muller, it was just enough, and they knew she was going to draw a lot of attention, so keep letting Sears do her thing. Muller can be there to clean up the trash there at the end and put a couple of those offensive rebounds in.
Now, Valley, in that first quarter, they were shooting lights out from three-point range. Is that one of your keys here for the second half?
Yeah, well, they've got to keep getting some stops on defense and then push the tempo and get back again. I know that's what they wanted to do really bad in the first half. Dowling improved a bunch getting back on defense as well, but just really pushing that tempo, try to get some shots, and maybe get some of those shot blockers in some foul trouble here in the second half.
Well, it should be a good one. Dowling Catholic and Valley playing here in the quarterfinals. Of course, up next, Waukee Northwest and Iowa City West. That'll be the last 5A quarterfinal of the day. And then tonight, Class 3A will get underway with 3 games, starting with Mount Vernon, who's the top seed, taking on the 8-seeded Cherokee Braves. That's the 3A tournament that begins right around 5 o'clock. Last quarterfinal between Waukee Northwest, Iowa City West will get started at about 3:15. Maroons going through their final preparations here for the second half. This team's been on a roll, though, all season long. Towards the tail end of the season, they won 5 games in a row. They've got now over 1,400 points that they've scored on the season. They've been just a machine.
And it's a machine that's been that way for years right now. In fact, Johnston is a team that we talk about all the time. Well, how many times has been Johnston? Dowling's been right behind him, and this generational run that Johnston is on right now is really what's been keeping Dowling out of the conversation for best in the state or even amongst one of the best in the Midwest.
And right now, as it stands on the leaderboard in the state for three-pointers, Valley with 5 in the first half. They have now surpassed Iowa City West for that 3-point field goal lead. They need a bunch more, though, to keep this thing going.
For now, we'll have Iowa City West here in a little bit, so
right.
We'll see. For now.
Well, to start the second half for the Dowling Catholic Maroons, it's the Moeller sisters, Ellie, Katie, and Nikki, Adrian Sears, and Maddie Rice. And for the Valley Tigers, it's their starting 5, Tylee White, Carrie Rose, Olivia Adams, Avery Mood, and Bailey Utah. But it's Ellie Moeller with her 14th point of the afternoon to get things rolling.
And no double. They just let Moeller go right to work on Moon.
Boy, the Missouri Tigers are going to get a really good, accomplished player.
Well, what's lost in is Ellie Moeller's a pretty good three-point shooter as well. I mean, almost 30% from 3. He's kind of an athlete all over the floor.
Shot clock winding down inside of 8. White will look to go to work on Rice. Gets a screen. The floater, not there, and the rebound will come down to the Maroons.
It's really quick release there from White, trying to get it up before Moeller can get a hand on it.
Largest lead of the day for Dowling Catholic. They try to add to it. They cannot, but the rebound tipped out. Sears is going to be called. Good box out. Olivia Adams able to draw that foul out of Sears, her first.
Kept a lot of distance between that ball. That little drill they do in youth basketball. You let that ball bounce, see how many times you can let it bounce before you do it, how long you can keep your gal boxed out, and really what that turned into there.
Now Bailey Utah will hand off to Adams. She'll survey. Now Moon in the paint. The left hand blocked away by Moeller, and then how about Avery Moon with the athletic play? The Grandview signee able to spike it off of Ellie Moeller to keep the possession here.
Just kind of heads up right there at the end. Now the shot clock won't reset, so they've only got 13 seconds. They've been milking it the first couple possessions of this half. Got to realize it right now. They're down to 8.
Here's White. Gets a screen up high, no clearance. Now Utah down to 3, 2, will launch. And it will be a shot clock violation as it did not hit the rim.
They're going to have to start attacking the basket because Dowling's really extended that defense, and I know they're trying to avoid Moeller in the paint, but maybe try to find some of those 10-foot, 12-foot shots.
Rice along the baseline. And that pass going to be turned over. That's the 7th turnover of the day for Dowling.
Pretty good keeping possession of the basketball. In fact, both these teams have done a nice job not turning the ball over a ton. Valley, in fact, just with 1 turnover in that first half.
Here's White. Again, they work the weave up top. White might have gotten accidentally elbowed in the stomach as she's grimacing down in pain. Sears going to try to take advantage. The drive, contact, and hoop.
Yeah, White is in a lot of pain right now over here at the other end. She never left the three-point line after she got it coming through. I didn't see exactly how it happened, if it was coming off a little bit of a screen there or what happened, but she went doubled over immediately.
And Sears to the line now with 15 points. This freshman, college scouts have read her as a player that plays down with some fierceness.
I remember back in the day seeing Adrian at a couple football camps, and she was beating the boys in a lot of drills, and it's no surprise whatsoever to just see how much fight she's got and how much competitiveness she's got out here on the basketball floor. Probably gets it from her dad, I would imagine.
Valley with Fuller will drive and finish. How about that?
Quick move from Jenna Fuller, man. I love the spark that she's brought to the floor for the Tigers. She's the one, I think, maybe that you want to handling the ball and take it inside. Keep everybody else spread out.
Fuller off the bench with 5. Now the kick out, the 3 ball. Left it long, and Katie Moeller able to fight for the board. Now to the younger Moeller. Nikki goes inside to Ellie. And Dowling called for the walk.
I didn't see the signal there. I thought they were giving her an and one. I didn't see the foot shuffle beforehand. So that's one of the things about being down courtside. Can't always see everything with the officials in the way. I don't understand that. We've got to have a good view of the action too, right?
Well, how good is Iowa girls high school basketball? We can just tell you it's very good. Dowling Catholic and Johnston and others actually went outside of the state this season to play some non-conference, Iowa teams. Dowling among them, played in Minnesota. They fared very well there. Went to Missouri and played an Arkansas team, which, by the way, is also highly regarded, and Dowling picked up victories in all of those matchups this season.
Well, you look at the individual talent of all these teams, too, right now, and you look across the board on the Division I talent that you've got, Ankeny with Williams, and then you've got obviously Lewis and several others at Johnston right now, and then Muller, and eventually probably a few others for Dowling, obviously Sears as well, and not just D1 but other levels of college as well. And we talked about it off the air before we even went on today, just about what the club scene is like over here and the huge opportunities that a lot of these ladies have growing up to play at a high level. So when they go at that national scale or the regional scale, it's not nearly the deer in the headlights look that you might have had 10, 12 years ago.
A couple of misses for both teams as Valley looking to try to get their second field goal of the late half. Here's a deep 3. Good! Knocked down by Carrie Rose. How about that?
Yeah, Carrie Rose, a competitor. She's a future D1 athlete too, but not on the hardwood. She'll play softball for Drake. We've been calling her name for years out at second base for Coach Bakey and the Tigers, but we know she's a competitor as well. Dad was a longtime athletic director at Valley. Coached a lot of sports. I've been told that he will be running some drills during their Future Stars Clinic. I can't remember if that's Friday or Saturday morning that they've got here, so I might have to get out here early and catch Coach Rose. But yeah, Carrie she's going to be a good one for the Bulldogs down the road.
Sears to the line again. Bailey Uthoff just picked up her second and might have went knee to knee with Sears, and she took the brunt of that. Little grimace, but I don't think you're going to get her out of the game.
No, there's some competitive ladies out here on the floor right now.
Tess Carmichael back in off the bench for Dowling Catholic.
Just like that, back down to 5.
Now the drive, Uthoff unable to get that down for Tenley. Sears again will look across and reset. Kristen Meyer, the head coach for the Maroons, calling out the play here. Sears went downhill, got it poked away. 15 on the shot clock as Valley will go back to their bench. Tylee White will re-enter.
Good to see her back in the game right now.
Yep, she'll come in for Avery Moon, and now a timeout going to be taken here by Dowling Catholic. 37-32, the Maroons lead it by 5 with 3:10 to play here in the third quarter. Well, for Valley, getting that three, a momentum play, no doubt about it, for the Tigers, who came in averaging nearly 60 points a game, beating their opponents by 10. They have that three-point ability, which allows you to get back into games. Dowling's largest lead was at 8. And for the Maroons, the outside shot has not been there, but the paint work has.
Right, it hasn't mattered a whole lot because of what they've been able to do down low. But coming back to Valley, I didn't think there's any chance that they'd keep up shooting at a 50% clip from 3, but still sitting there right now at 6 of 12, and they're getting good looks. And if they keep getting those good looks, there's no reason they can't continue to shoot 50% from three-point land and keep themselves in this game and keep it close and give themselves a chance to win at the end.
Well, Kristen Meyer, we've mentioned that tough schedule that they have. She said that she did that on purpose through the help of their athletic director, Tom Wilson. She said tough schedules identify weaknesses.
Well, and so many in the CIML with the amount of teams in the conference, you use so many of your games anyway by conference games, so you don't have a whole lot of options and dates when you go outside the conference to do it. And as all in the new CIML, as all the teams are learning right now. Great defense there by Fuller, by the way. But as they figure that out, and it's not just that way in basketball, it's in a lot of different sports right now that your conference games against great competition takes up so many games. So it's really important, like you talked about, of finding those tournaments outside of the state that you can get some great looks in.
And now a foul up top going to be called against Moeller, trying to fight through that screen, and Katie Moeller will pick up her first.
Utah sticking her face guard right in the mix of everything once again. She's in the mix in everything that goes on out there on the floor.
Maddie Rice will now come in for Sears for the first time in the late half. And to work with Jenna Fuller, who's provided, you mentioned, the spark here for the Valley Tigers.
8 points off the bench. That's her season average, but she made her impact felt immediately when she came out on the floor.
Utah again caught up in traffic. Valley being very patient today as Rose will have it. Now to White, trying to find an opening. And that pass going to be taken away by Moeller. Will skip it ahead to her sister. Nikki, the kickback to Katie.
You could just go on a first-name basis with the Moellers right now, I think.
Here's Ellie. Down on the ground, going to be tied up. No, a travel will be called as she slid.
Yeah, once she gathered that ball back and got a little slick spot on the floor and a lot of contact, but nothing too egregious that you need to call foul there. Once we get to the state tournament, we get the best of the best in officials in the state, and we've seen it on display so far this morning.
Yeah, everything even-keeled. So Tenley Utah slowly will walk it up. It's been part of the Tiger strategy here today. Rose to Moon, who will drive in. Moon attacks, goes reverse, but Moeller says no.
I think she got another piece of that one. 5th block of the day for Moeller.
Jenna Fuller will be called for the foul in backcourt. That'll be her second.
Just don't need to do that right now. Once they get the rebound, just get back on defense. And Moeller can stand over top of everybody right now and throw that ball anyway.
Adrian Sears will re-enter the lineup. She'll be in for Tess Carmichael. So it's Sears, the Moeller sisters, and also Maddie Rice. For the Tigers, a mixed lineup out on the floor. That's Rose on defense up top against Moeller, along with Moon, Utah, and White. Now Moeller hits the cutter. How about that? The put down by Maddie Rice. She has 5.
Well, there's so much Moeller does. She gets that ball about that 15-foot line away from the basket and is able to see that she's drawn the triple team.
And Carrie Rose knocks down the triple.
Rose continues to keep Valley in this one right now. Every time it looks like maybe a little momentum heading Dowling's way, Valley right back at it with another big shot.
And that ball going to be tapped out of bounds. Last touch by Tenley Utah of Valley. And now Tenley will check out. Coming back into the game is going to be Olivia Adams. Really making an impact is Adams on this Valley program. First year in the starting lineup, but has made the most of it. Up to the top, they go inside to Moeller. Ellie, roll shot blocked away by White, but Moeller right back up with it. She's got 14. What a stat sheet today for Ellie Moeller.
Filling it up all over the place.
Make it 16, I beg your pardon, and 13 rebounds today, and a couple of assists. Now there's about a half-second difference between the shot and the game clock here in the third quarter. And the winner will advance to the semifinals on Thursday. White with the backdoor. Great pass by Moon to let that play develop. White now with 8, and that'll be the end of the third quarter. We've got ourselves a ball game. Dowling with a 4-point advantage will head to the Final 8 when we return, as you're watching the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union State Basketball Tournament.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
41-37, Dowling Catholic with the advantage here on the Valley Tigers. With Andy Pollock, I am BJ Shaban here courtside for this Class 5A quarterfinal. As the second-seeded Dowling Catholic Maroons a couple of times have built an 8-point lead, only to see Valley inch a little closer. And Andy, Valley's been able to do this on the defensive end. They're very undersized, but man, are they really getting after it off the bounce.
Well, and I think they're very deliberate about what they're allowing Dowling to do and not giving a lot of looks from the outside. Dowling, we mentioned, is not a bad three-point shooting team at all, but just kind of letting Mueller have her opportunities down low, and then when you have a chance to get the ball, run with it. But I love the patience that they're playing with. We saw early Valley to take a lot of early shots in the possession. They're working for some really good shots here in the second half.
Out on the floor for the Tigers. Well, that was Bailey Utah who fell down, but
Again,
helped
Utah,
down by
yeah.
Mueller. And Katie will pick up her second.
You're going to need a chainmail armor for Bailey Utah to continue playing the game of basketball next year.
Out on the floor for the Tigers, besides Bailey, is Carrie Rose, Tylee White, Avery Moon, and Olivia Adams. Here's Rose on the drive, now to Moon. Puts it on the deck, penetrates in, spins to her left, can't get the jump shot to fall. For Dowling, they've got Katie, Nikki, and Ellie Mueller, Madison Rice, and Adrian Sears.
I think they got the look they wanted on offense that time. Moon just not quite able to finish it off.
Now the three ball. Good! What a triple by Maddie Rice. Her second of the day.
Well, I think they decided they were going to condense things. You saw they were clumped up quite a bit defensively and then left Rice open. So right now, there's an answer. Right now, everything Valley's done defensively, Dowling's had an answer on the offensive end.
Moon will bring it in. Can anyone else, I think she goes up for that shot.
Yeah, they don't need to help either. I mean, Mueller is right there. She can take anybody on one-on-one.
Now the kick out to Moon. Pump fakes, now down to one, and they won't get a shot off. Another shot clock violation forced by the Dowling Catholic defense.
There were some opportunities, but I think every time they went in, they realized it was Muller waiting for them, so they had to dribble it back out. And again, Dowling's able to extend that defense right now and kind of funnel everything to Muller in the middle.
Ellie Muller, too, just one foul on the day and sitting with 4 blocks. Here's Rice, got the baseline again. This time can't finish it. White with a rebound. Valley's offense today, stagnant but explosive, just like that. And a timeout going to be taken by the Tigers as they trim it back down to 4.
Great look for Moon that time. One of the few times she's been able to catch it in rhythm and release it. And you can just tell right away when it left her hand. Some space created by Utah. No shot blockers out there, able to splash it right through. And, man, we got an entertaining finish coming up for this one, BJ.
Avery Moon with her first basket of the contest, and the Tigers taking the timeout.
Well, you look at, you mentioned Moon with her first basket today. Utah right now, she has got, where's Utah? She's at 12 points. Utah way above her average day, but White averages 15 points a game, and she's sitting there at 8 right now, and it's been tough sledding. Dowling's done a nice job taking her out of it, but it's these other ladies for Valley who have really stepped up right now and given these Tigers a chance here in the fourth quarter.
All right, Valley has made 8 of 14 three-point attempts. Quick math, that's 57%. Are they shooting it enough from outside right now?
I think no's the answer. You should. That's one of those things where no, you're not shooting it enough because you're shooting too high. Get some more up there.
44-40. Credit Dowling's defense, too, on the perimeter. Now they go inside to Muller, tipped away, and White will get the steal.
Now Moon created it, too, by the front coverage on Muller.
Off the bounce, that's Adams. We'll hand off to Utah. Moon will look to penetrate. Now the kick out. Rose, who's had the hot hand here in the second half. Shot clock winding down. White will launch. Gets the roll. A shooter's touch makes it a 1-point game.
It's my 10th year calling state tournament games, and I'm not sure I've ever seen a team as hot from 3 as what I've seen from Valley here this afternoon. Like you said, not shooting enough, shoot it more. You get that ball inside the half-court line right now, let her fly.
Downhill for Sears. Draws contact, can't get the N1, but to the line to shoot 2. As she draws the foul out of Olivia Adams, who will pick up her 3rd.
You see White on that three-point shot she hit. Not as deliberate, not as quick of release as what she had earlier on in the game, but able to get her shoulders square right at the very end and gets the shooter's touch.
I beg your pardon, Adams just picked up her 4th. So now in comes Jenna Fuller. Also Dowling to their bench. Back into the game, Tess Carmichael will check in for Maddie Rice. Sears able to hit both free throws.
Not often I would say a player's been kind of quiet in the second half. It seems like we haven't seen as much from Sears in the second half. What's she up to, 18, I think, right now? 17 or 18 points?
Yeah, 18 points for the freshman. Here's Utah. And that ball going to be, I guess, somewhat batted away off of the leg. Valley able to hold it. 15 on the shot clock. Moon with the drive. Takes a club and is down for the count as Ellie Muller tried to swap block that one. And slow to get up is Avery Moon.
They've been trying to take it right at Muller, and so far Muller's been doing a really good job of avoiding the contact. And that time Moon says, no, I am putting my head down and taking it right at you. Took the brunt of it, but hey, she'll feel pretty good about it if she can knock down a couple free throws here.
And Avery, a 76% free throw shooter on the season, able to get the free throw down. Ellie Muller picking up her 2nd. And right back to the bench goes the Maroons as Maddie Rice will come into the game for Nikki Muller. Avery knocks down both free throws. back to a 1-point game with 4:36 to play.
Valley playing free and easy right now, and this is a situation where Dowling comes in as the favorite. A couple big wins over the Tigers earlier this year. You don't want to tense up too much right now. That can easily get in your head. We talked about the mental side of the game early on, but now it comes into play even more in a close game with 4.5 minutes to go.
Caught up into the corner, Rice. Now to Katie Moeller. Still plenty of shot clock to work with. They go inside Carmichael. Now Sears launches and hits!
I thought it was the one extra pass, then ended up being the second extra pass that freed things up for Sears. Now 21 on the day for the freshman.
Back to a 4-point game. Here's Moon. Now to Rose, quickly covered up. White will attack. Pivots. What a shot. Tylee White.
That's so hard as you're spinning back to your right side and shooting with your right hand. But, man, that touch off the glass, just a sweet kiss for White.
13 in the game for White. Can Dowling answer? Leading it by 2.
Here's where they want the ball.
Rice for 3, not there. Rebound comes down to Carmichael. Another offensive board for Dowling and a foul here. Maybe out of frustration by Bailey Uthoff, as Bailey will pick up her second.
I didn't have Carmichael getting the offensive rebound on my bingo card there, but probably second shortest player on the court next to Fuller, and goes up high to get it and keeps a key possession for the Maroons.
Now Nikki Moeller, the 5'11 freshman, will come in for Carmichael. 3 minutes to play. Again, Dowling by 2. It's tough, the old adage, to beat a team 3 times in a year. Rice is 3, in and out. Rebound comes down to White. Valley looks to break. White fouled on the play by Rice. Will pick up her first.
Just that little bit of a reach in. And I think she had stopped her momentum, probably didn't need to do it here. She gets back, kind of gets things to hold up and reaches in and, gets the top of the, she's holding her. That's where they got it, was holding her back with the left hand. These officials get it right a lot more often than I do from over here.
Fuller trying to work it in against Rice.
I love that defense by Rice, so hands off, keeping everything away.
Now Moon on the attack. Gets blocked, and it's off of the head of Moon, out of bounds, so Dowling will get it back.
Watching Mueller continue to block those shots, it just creates an umbrella over top of you, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Timeout going to be taken here by Dowling Catholic. They'll have 2 remaining. They lead it by 2 with 2:28 to play. And how about this for the quarterfinal? Throughout the regular season, Dowling really held the advantage in this series. In fact, have won 5 in a row as the two have matched up over the years. But today, Valley and Dowling going toe-to-toe with one another. Valley quick and good shooting from the perimeter. In fact, the three-point shot has really fallen. 60% on the afternoon for the Valley Tigers. And for Dowling, just that inside presence of Ellie Moeller, Adrian Sears. What a combo.
Well, and you hit all the storylines right there. That's exactly what's going on. And that three-point shot that Valley's had, they aren't forcing it. Mm-hmm. And like you mentioned earlier, maybe they need to force it a little bit more because they're good shooters. The second best three-point shooting team in the state heading into the game. They hold it for now, right? We've been tracking it because Iowa City West comes in not next to play. But, yeah, this game's been a lot of fun here. This finish over the next 2 minutes and 28 seconds is going to be a lot of fun to see the choice that Valley's going to go with defensively right now, how they're going to defend Dowling on the other end, and if they can continue to make these big shots.
Out of the timeout, Kristen Meyer called it. Obviously, with a 2-point advantage, they want to make it a 2-possession game. Are they going right to Ellie Moeller, do you think?
I think you're going to take up some time right now if you can. You're not going to pass up any good shots. Valley with some pressure, a little token pressure right now, but might be able to isolate some things for Sears right now. That worked very well in the first half.
Valley already showing as Sears will drive in, draws contact, and will go back to the line to shoot 2. It's been her day. Adrian Sears has been on the prowl.
Well, and that's exactly what they try to do. Once Sears sees that little bit of an opening, she takes it at it very, very close to creating an and one right now, and we probably would have seen the other side of the gym blow up if she would have got that in.
And able to knock down the free throw. Dowling now 8 of 12 from the free throw line. And hits them both. Adrian Sears now with a game-high 23. 6 of 8 from the line, 8 of 9 from the field.
That's nuts. That's absolutely nuts.
What a showcase for the freshman. Here's Bailey Uthoff. Caught up on the block, takes another step, can't get the layup to fall. Rebound going to be fought for, possession arrow. As this one's tied up, goes to Dowling Catholic.
Uthoff knew her plan when she took that ball in, but how about the defense by Nikki Moeller? We've talked about Katie and Ellie quite a bit, but Nikki Moeller, the freshman sister, just kept herself between Uthoff and the basket the entire time, just didn't give her a chance for a clean look.
This one nearly poked away by Fuller. Each team with 3 team fouls going into the final minute 40. Each team with a few timeouts remaining. Possession arrow now with Valley. The kick out, Rice left alone will get the layup. What a feed from Ellie Moeller.
Recognize the double coming up once again, but that's just too far away. You don't have to double her 17 feet from the basket.
Timeout going to be taken by Matt Uthoff and the Valley Tigers as Dowling is on a run here. A 6-0 run draws a timeout out of Valley with 1:25 remaining.
There's a lot of places you can double. You can double if they're out here away from the basket, or if you can double down low if you have to, but doubling right where they were, that just creates basically a 2-on-1 fast break look, or a 1-on-none is what it ended up with a finish.
And Maddie Rice now in double figures this afternoon with 10.
As scoring for Dowling. I mean, you look there, Katie Moeller just has 4, but then Ellie Moeller with 18, Maddie Rice with 10, Adrian Sears with 23. You know, a couple gals stepping up, Sears and Rice today stepping up and able to get the Maroons a 6-point lead they're going to try to hold on to. But then on the other end with Valley, I mean, you look at, Uthoff, White, their leading scorer is up close to her average right now, but it's taken her a lot to get there. And great job by Uthoff to step up today. Carrie Rose has hit a couple big shots as well for the Tigers, and love the spark that Jenna Fuller has provided off the bench.
Well, Dowling's dominance inside the paint has been evident, outscoring Valley today 34-12. Let's see what the Tigers have cooked up off of that timeout. Again, a 2-possession game still as we're nearing the 1-minute mark to play. Valley will bring Olivia Adams back into the game. Looking to go to work is White up top, guarded by Moeller. White on the drive, swatted away with 9 on the shot clock as that one's knocked out of bounds.
I think it went off White, I think. Yeah, I think that's the right call. That's a couple times today that Moeller's done that. Caught the arm of White after she followed through. We'll see it on the replay here.
A little insult off of the block. And Moeller looking to get that turned around. So out on the floor for Dowling Catholic, the Moeller sisters, Katie, Nikki, and Ellie, Madison Rice, Adrian Sears. And Rice will flare it out for the Tigers. You've got Jenna Fuller, Carrie Rose, Bailey Uthoff, Tylee White, and Avery Moon. And now a foul here by Rose, and Carrie will pick up her first.
And that, I think that's the 5th, isn't it?
That's the 4th.
That just 4th. Okay, they updated it really quick on the scoreboard.
One more, and Dowling will go to the line to shoot free throws. 43 seconds to play, fresh shot clock. And now a foul here going to be called on Fuller. And Jenna will pick up her 4th. So there's 2 Tigers in foul trouble. Olivia Adams, Jenna Fuller now playing with 4. And to the line goes Dowling Catholic on the season as a team, 71%. As Katie misses the front end. Still remains a 2-possession game with 38 seconds to play. Tess Carmichael into the game for Nikki Moeller. As the next one goes through. So a lot of work to do here for the Valley Tigers, but today shooting 60% from three-point range, have an opportunity, but need some launches. Rose, well deep, guarded up quickly, will drive it in and will draw contact. Stops the clock with 27 seconds to play. And will go to the line to shoot two, as Ellie Mueller will pick up her third.
So a couple things that come into play here. In high school basketball, the clock doesn't stop off a made basket. So still 2 timeouts for Valley, but you're going to see them calling them really quick after made baskets. That makes getting fouled and shooting shots at the free throw line really big, because you don't have to use a timeout then coming off of it.
Big free throw here for Rose. And connects. Back to a 2-possession game. In backcourt, Sears able to flare it away. Some time melting away as Ellie Mueller will have it. Keep away here by the Maroons. Sears waiting for the contact, will get it. And how about that for the freshman saying, come foul me. I want more points.
They handled that so well. They were good spacing and just made Valley chase them all over the court.
23 today for Adrian Sears, which for the freshman nearing a career mark. And misses the front end of the 2-shot opportunity. Trying to make it a 3-possession game again. And she does. Moon to Rose, quickly covered up, launches, it's missed everything, and Ellie Mueller will hold on to it, and Dowling is going to prevail. What a battle. The Maroons tested but proven here in the quarterfinals as they win it 55-48.
Great game plan today by Coach Uthoff, I thought, to keep these Tigers in it and give them a chance at the very end, and they executed. They did exactly what they want to do. Shot lights out from 3, and in the end, just a little too much Katie Mueller, or a little too much Ellie Mueller, get them confused. And you don't expect someone like Adrian Sears to step up today and do what she did, but that's why this Dowling team is the dark horse look right now to maybe challenge Johnston for a state title.
Adrian Sears with 24. Ellie Mueller, 16 points, 15 rebounds. The Tigers, led by Tylee White with 13. Bailey Uthoff also finished in double figures with 12. As let's go to Tim Fitzpatrick for the post-game ceremony.
Congratulations, head coach Matt Uthoff and the Valley Tigers on an outstanding basketball season. And now we'd like to recognize today's Quick Star star of the game. From Dowling Catholic, Adrian Sears. Her standout performance earns her the honor of advancing her team on the bracket to the semifinal round in Class 5A. Thanks to Quick Star for their support of the IGHSAU. Congratulations, Dowling Catholic.
All right, it's a final. Dowling Catholic cements their spot in the semifinals coming up on Thursday morning here from the Casey Center. 55-48. What a ball game.
Really fun to watch up and down the floor when they needed to, and very deliberate about other things when they needed to as well. And both teams showed why they got to this point. And so there will be a lot of emotions over there on the Valley side at the end of the season. But, man, those gals played really well today and executed about as well as they could right now to make this a game all the way to the very end.
We've got one more quarterfinal remaining in Class 5A as third-seeded Waukee Northwest will take on Iowa City West with a 3:15 start. Well, for our analyst here this afternoon, Andy Pollock, I'm BJ Shaban, and our producer, too, as well, in Randy Nielsen. We say thank you for watching our live coverage of the 2026 Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Girls Union Network, powered